It's 10 a.m. on Monday. The usual traffic that greeted the capital on the first of the working week had subsided a bit. I set out on a mission to ascertain how difficult it is for a physically challenged person like myself to access public transportation. Accessing public transport here in Ghana is very challenging for persons with disabilities just like me. The more convenient and accessible ones, which are the taxis, are very expensive and as such, not an option. I am here at the Achimota bus terminal. In selecting which trotro to pick, I opted for the ones low enough for me to climb, but that was dependent on how long I was prepared to wait at the station, or the availability of the low version trotro suitable for my situation. Luck was not on my side, and I had to settle for this vehicle instead. In my struggle to board the vehicle, it had to take the benevolence of this preacher and the trotro mate. Sadly, none of the passengers already aboard the vehicle made any attempt to help me. They sat glued to their seats and watched on as I was carried on board the trotro like a little child.
And this is the promise.
The 27 years I have spent on this earth building my self-esteem felt wasted. Society has won. I am disabled. I can't perform a simple act of climbing a vehicle on my own. I felt humiliated, a liability, and incapable. Dead silence greeted my entrance. The same reaction most persons with disabilities receive whenever they enter public places.
Mishiano and Sayana Ambassa Butremunese Ubenya Man said a beya Ubetimi at trance a yamus at trance a front to Panaya a time trance. Bikra on ma na ekawati a film create me Jenny Fini de share a chirimano na afia buano amanatana front.
But the trotro mates had a different story to tell.
We do meet people with disabilities, and most of the times they find it very difficult when climbing the car, and sometimes they need our assistance before they can get into the car. And most of the times it do delay us, because in the morning like this you see workers on the road, and we don't like picking them in the morning, unless maybe in the afternoon, whereby it is very difficult to get passengers. Then you pick them like that.
Accra's rush hour is mainly in two sessions: the early morning rush and the evening rush. Accessing vehicles at this time of the day for someone like myself is hell. For a person with a disability just like me, it takes a lot of planning. I first of all have to decide on which route to take to the bus terminal before I even decide on which vehicle that will suit my condition. The only option mostly available to physically challenged persons is to use taxis, and if you are short of money, walking is the only alternative. Patience Atipoka Atwa, GH1 News, Accra.